Quick note, this video is a sequel to my previous video, Top 10 Genesis Soundtracks, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out first. Also, I apologize in advance, my voice is a little scraggly, I kinda lost it last night, so it might be a little bit deeper and scragglier than usual. Thanks. So, we've brought everything back to our favorite blue Hedgehog Sonic. The Sonic games on the Genesis all had pretty fantastic music, but the rules of my countdown state that I can only pick one from a particular series, so I'm only going to be choosing from the three main games, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So that means there's not going to be any Sonic Spinball, 3D Blast, or Mean Bean Machine or whatever, although some of those games do have pretty killer music in themselves. I figured a fun way to rate these soundtracks would be to compare the similar tracks that they have. So what I mean by that is, for example, the opening stage. Each one of these Sonic games has a pretty chill and lighthearted opening stage, usually with a sort of grassy vibe. But which game had the superior soundtrack for this particular level? I can tell you right off the bat, it's not Angel Island from Sonic 3. Although it is pretty fun and tropical, it just doesn't have that strong melody compared to the other two. I do love Emerald Hill Zone's music from Sonic 2. It opens strong, and it's one of the more memorable tracks of the game. However, I do have to give the point to Sonic 1 for the classic Green Hill Zone. This track defines classic Sonic in a lot of ways. It's a fun tune that really sets the tone for a fun gaming adventure. Next, let's look at the lava stages. Right off the bat, I'm not a big fan of the Marble Zone music, so we can just go ahead and scratch that one right off the bat. The closest we'll get to a lava stage in Sonic 2 is Hilltop Zone, and not a big fan. But then, you've got Lava Reef Zone Act 1 from Sonic 3, and whew! This is an amazing track with one of the coolest melodies of the whole series, highly recommended. Next, let's look at the casino/carnival levels. What does Sonic 3 have? No. Now how about Spring Yard Zone? It does have that special earwormy sort of quality. It's a pretty nice track to listen to, but for me, the reigning champ in this category is Sonic 2's Casino Night Zone. This is one of the coolest songs of the classic Sonic era. It's fun, it has kind of a seedy vibe to it, which really fits the casino aesthetic of the level. It also has one of the coolest bass lines on any song of the Genesis period. It's time now for the dreaded water level. I'm not a huge fan of the Labyrinth Zone music from Sonic 1. It's a little bit too twangy for my taste. The battle between Aquatic Ruins Zone and Hydro City was really tough, one of the toughest of this countdown, because I love both tracks. Aquatic Ruins has such a unique, melancholy undertone to it, and it definitely invokes an ancient city in ruins, but I'm gonna have to give the edge to Hydro City. It's funky, it's fun, and it really matches the tone of the level quite well, and it makes going through a water level pretty bearable. Now, for all of these Sonic games, there has to be music for the final level. This is the stage that comes right before the final boss. In Sonic 2, it's debatable whether the final stage music is Wing Fortress or Death Egg Zone, but it doesn't really matter to me because in my opinion, they're both kinda meh musically. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we have the Death Egg Zone. The music here is very electric and definitely a pretty good track, but I'm gonna have to hand this one to the original Sonic and scrap Brain Zone. This is what a final stage should sound like. It's powerful, it's a bit scary, it's the musical way to signify the final stretch. What about the special stages, where you can do some crazy nonsense hoping to get a Chaos Emerdude? There's not much to offer in Sonic 1 in my opinion. In Sonic 3, the music I'm going to be referring to is the Collect the Spheres music. It's alright. It's kind of filler music though, just something you'd play in the background. It doesn't really stand out on its own in my opinion. Now, when you hit that special stage in Sonic 2, this is what special stage music is all about. It's bombastic, it's fun, and it puts you in the right state of mind to grab those rings and yell at Tails for hitting a bomb for the 10 millionth time. Now, these are classic Sonic games, so you gotta have Robotnik, right? Well, each game treats the main villain with some killer songs. This one was very difficult since we have 3 pretty darn good choices, but I gotta pick one, so here goes. Sonic 2's Robotnik theme is great. It's a solid setup for the egg-shaped baddie, but in my opinion it falls a bit short compared to the other two. In Sonic 1, the Robotnik theme is really dark and menacing. It's got this deep rumbling bass and a kind of a mournful melody. However, if I had to be nitpicky about this, it's a bit too short. It loops at only 20 seconds. However, in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, this music is the ideal backdrop for Robotnik's many different machines. It's really bombastic and loud, yet it's got that menacing undertone to it, and it definitely has a powerful melody to go with it. So I'm gonna have to give this round to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Next, let's look at the upgrade to the boss music, the final boss music, that last encounter with Robotnik at the end of the game. Sonic 1 unfortunately falls flat. It's a pretty mediocre track for, honestly, a pretty mediocre boss fight. Sonic 2 and 3 and Knuckles both have really good final boss music tracks. I wasn't quite sure whether to use the Doomsday Zone music or the Big Arms final boss music for Sonic 3. They're both very powerful and, well, doomy, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because I think Sonic 2 has the best Robotnik final boss music. It opens with an alarming tone and it just continues into this fantastic epic song that perfectly encapsulates a final showdown between you and Robotnik using a very iconic robot. I know there's some amazing tracks that I haven't talked about on this countdown, like Ice Cap, Chemical Plant, Sandopolis, or Mystic Cave. These are fantastic songs that help propel Sonic to the #1 spot on the Genesis list, but I tried to condense this countdown across all 3 games as best as I could. We have one more track to go, and that's the ending music. Once you beat a Sonic game, it'd be nice to have some cool music to listen to, right? Well, something interesting is that all 3 games' ending musics are redone versions of previous tracks. For example, in Sonic 1, the ending theme song is basically a spruced up version of the intro jingle. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it starts off with the Sky Sanctuary Zone music, and then it transitions into a spruced up version of the intro jingle. But in Sonic 2, It starts off as a remake of the options music, which is a pretty unique choice already, but then it evolves into its own original piece. It's melodic, powerful, and it's an excellent way to end the game. So, in conclusion, I'm going to have to give this round and this entire countdown to the winner, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.